Next question is, distinguish between formal and informal sectors in India. Yeah, easy question. So first, define the formal, introduction में, define the formal and informal, right? And in definition, if you can refer, some sociologist, you can refer. Otherwise, without referring the name to, जैसे formal, informal, तो आपने पढ़ा है मैक्स वेबर, आपने पढ़ा है टॉम बर्नन स्टॉकर का व्यू पॉइंट, है ना? So you have studied एल्टन मायो का व्यूज, so उनके व्यू से बोरो करके कॉन्सेप्ट विदाउट रेफरिंग देयर नेम, और इफ यू रिकॉल सम नेम जैसे किथ हार्ट एंड ऑल, सो यू कैन डिफाइन, मेंशन द ब्रॉड, फीचर्स, कॉन्टेशन ऑफ फॉर्मल एंड इनफॉर्मल, क्योंकि क्वेश्चन है डिस्टिंग्विश बिटवीन. देन इंडिया में डिस्टिंक्शन है, तो ऑन सम ब्रॉड, लाइन, a structured line, a structured legal rational, right, interactional line पे you differentiate between formal and informal, right? जैसे formal is legal, formal work organization is legal, informal traditional work organization, isn't it? Right. So एक तो फीचर मतलब डिफरेंशिएशन ये हो गया, ठीक है ना? इसी तरीके से देयर आर मेनी, लाइक इन टर्म्स ऑफ नेचर ऑफ वर्क, नेचर ऑफ एम्प्लॉयमेंट, लीगैलिटीज, परमानेंस, नॉन परमानेंस, इजंट इट? जो डिफरेंट क्राइटेरियन है, उन क्राइटेरियन पे, लाइक मोबिलिटी इन फॉर्मल इज हाई देन मोबिलिटी इन इनफॉर्मल, डिफरेंट क्राइटेरियन पे यू डिफाइन. बट सिंस द क्वेश्चन रिलेट्स टू इंडिया, in distinguishing you will have to think in Indian society there is trend towards informalization of formal and formalization of informal. That point of view should also be reflected. In Indian society, Vending Act, Aam Aadmi Bima Yojana, there are many facts that suggest that informal has been more formalized. है ना? Outsourcing of work in the formal organization, contractualism in the formal organization, part-time work, work from home, part-time work, many such example of informalization, right? So while distinguishing, you will also analyze these aspects, right, in conclusive remark. This is important. Competitive is यही मिलेगा, क्योंकि most of the students will write differences on the basis of paper 1. राइट. एग्जाम्पल देंगे, जैसे हमारे सोसाइटी में मेजोरिटी ऑफ द पीपल हु आर डिपेंडेंट ऑन एग्रीकल्चर, बी दैट द वर्कर, लेबरर, है ना, और पीजेंट्स, ओनर्स, दे आर ऑल इनफॉर्मली, है ना? तो एग्जाम्पल भी दोगे, इनफॉर्मल वर्क ऑर्गेनाइजेशन, वेंडिंग, राइट. इन टुडेज सोसाइटी वी सी फॉर्मलाइजेशन ऑफ इनफॉर्मल सेक्टर, लाइक अर्बन कंपनी. क्या किया अर्बन कंपनी ने? जो इनफॉर्मल वर्क ऑर्गेनाइजेशन था उसको फॉर्मलाइज कर दिया, है ना? स्विगी, जोमैटो, ओला, उबर, दे हैव फॉर्मलाइज्ड इनफॉर्मल वर्क ऑर्गेनाइजेशन, है ना? व्हील्स ऑन आई, ट्रकर्स, जो ट्रकिंग के लिए जो ऐप सब आया है, कंपनीज आई हैं, तो दे हैव फॉर्मलाइज्ड इनफॉर्मल, इजंट इट? सो इस लाइन को भी ध्यान रखोगे कंक्लूसिव रिमार्क में, ठीक है ना? देन कम्स क्वेश्चन 2A, लॉन्ग क्वेश्चन. Each joint family is disintegrating in India. Discuss with reference of important studies relating to it. So yes, first introduction में define the family and the keyword disintegrating. इसको भी इसका scope fix करो. Here joint family disintegrating in India मतलब nuclearizing, disintegrating and nuclearizing, isn't it? So ये बताओ कि yes, joint family is disintegrating, nuclearizing because of changes in mode of production, division of labor, cultural system, social system, personality system, right? Because of functional alternatives and equivalents. Give example, right? कि पहले alternatives नहीं था, employment within the family of both men and women in agricultural fields. Right, women used to be responsible for harvesting, right, storage, men tilling the land, cropping, harvesting. So interdependence was there, isn't it? Collectivity orientation was there. ऐसे example भी दे दोगे, right? इन सब factors को लिख के example. Traditional rationality was there, sacred state of family, marriage, right? But in recent times, this is disintegrating. Recent time, this is disintegrating because of changing mode of production, division of labor, right? Many functional, emergence of functional alternatives, legal rational transformation, laws, rules, right? Relating to family, marriage, changing cultural system, social system, personality system, right? Development of self and identities, self and personalities. The personalities are claiming their own space because of dominance of I aspect of personality. I aspect ये सब डिटेल पे नहीं जाओगे, मतलब personality. Personality system का बात जरूर कर दोगे. Personality today highly socially mobile, isn't it? है ना? A skill with machine has been replaced in Indian society to be skilled with personalities. Large number of people are working in tertiary economy, service sector में काम कर रहे हैं. And so they are highly mobile. सर्विस देने के लिए one place to other place and families are disintegrating, nuclearizing. So ये पॉइंट सब लिख के जस्टिफाई करोगे कि families are disintegrating. फिर reference to important studies. Main body में apart from these points, give reference of important studies, right? जैसे I.P. देसाई का स्टडी, right? महुआ, केम कपाड़िया का स्टडी, मिल्टन सिंगर का स्टडी, right? Give just to fix कि joint families are disintegrating. मिल्टन सिंगर ने कहा कि नॉट डिसइंटीग्रेटिंग, तो क्या पॉइंट ऑफ व्यूज है, फैक्ट्स, वो रेफर करिए. यू कैन ऑल्सो रेफर टू एफ.जी. बैले एंड हाउ जॉइंट फैमिली बीइंग रिप्लेस्ड बाय न्यूक्लियर फैमिली अकॉर्डिंग टू एफ.जी. बैले रिसेंट स्टडीज राम मेहता का है, सरोज कपूर. सर दीज स्टडीज ऑल्सो यू कैन इनकॉर्पोरेट. इन सब स्टडीज को अभी आप इनकॉर्पोरेट कर सकते हैं क्योंकि क्वेश्चन में है गिव रेफरेंस टू स्टडीज, राइट. लेकिन कंक्लूसिव रिमार्क में यू हैव टू राइट कि डिस्पाइट चेंजेज इन द फैमिली सिस्टम, फैमिली स्ट्रक्चर, डिस्पाइट डिसइंटीग्रेशन ऑफ ज्वाइंट फैमिली इनटू न्यूक्लियर फैमिली, सिंगल पेरेंट फैमिली, सेपरेटेड फैमिलीज, अनमैरिड कोहैबिटेशन, लिव इन रिलेशनशिप, अनमैरिड कोहैबिटेशन, collective orientation, ritual jointness continues. Collective orientation visible in ritual jointness, functional jointness continues. ठीक है ना? आज भी हमारे सोसाइटी में kinship participation during marriages are very high, right? Families have disintegrated into nuclear families, but on any occasion of happiness or distress, the members of families come together. They come together for ceremonies, celebrating ceremonies, festivities, Diwali, Durga Puja, etc. Right? Muharram, many on such occasions, families come together, right? So we will give references and we will conclude with applied references, right? Then, how does patriarchy impact overall entitlement of women, particularly in India? How have women's movement confronted the norms of patriarchy? So yes, first we will define patriarchy. What is patriarchy and what is entitlement? Patriarchy and entitlement को define करिए introduction में. Then second you have to discuss कि patriarchy impacts the overall entitlement. So yes, describe कि how patriarchy, patriarchal authority, control over the family and impact in society, influence in society, has led to unequal entitlement over self of the woman, right? Self before marriage reflected in name of father and after marriage husband. So यहाँ पे entitlement inequality. Then self के बाद entitlement over sexuality, unequal entitlement over sexuality, that is well reflected in reproductive control, right? जो reproductive role है उसका control in the hands of men, है ना? Unmarried pregnancies, है ना? Marital rapes, isn't it? Those are all aspects of unequal entitlement over sexuality, patriarchal control over sexuality. Then entitlement over, food, entitlement over food and nutrition, health, medicine, entitlement over, wealth, property, entitlement over education. अगर प्रेफरेंस देना होता है मेल एंड फीमेल में तो फीमेल मेल्स आर प्रेफर्ड फर्स्ट देन फीमेल चाइल्ड isn't it? So these are aspects of, overall entitlement is influenced by patriarchy. Cultural entitlement, women restricted participation in culture, right? In religion, restricted participation, right? So please mention all these, points in equal entitlement. Then women movements have confronted, all these issues. Yes, there have been movement for self-assertion, right? Movement against, violence, sexual violence, movement against अभी recent hashtag जो movement चला था, Me Too, right? You can give reference. Movement for economic empowerment, political empowerment, all movements, particularly the third wave of feminist movements in India, confronted the norms of patriarchy, the norms which caused unequal entitlements to women, isn't it? Giving references of, women movements, conclude, right? Conclusion must be oriented towards the changes कि in recent times, the entitlements are changing. It's becoming more and more democratic and egalitarian. And that is well reflected in increased participation of women in different spheres of society. है ना? Emergence of women personalities and their participation in society. Right. So, reference दीजिएगा. इसमें you should give reference, You can give some reference of women from different fields. Education, cinema, technology, armed forces, right? Live examples you can give in such questions. है ना? So this is, you can also mention the initiatives. दो sentence में policy initiatives. Detailing नहीं, listing केवल कर देना है. Personalities का, initiatives का, structural initiatives, right? So this is.